All right, you're welcome back. We're going to switch gears now and talk entertainment, and I have here with me an accomplished actor, a good friend of mine, Eyinna Nwigwe. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Why are you taking deep breaths?
Well, because my nerves are quivering and I feel like I'm on the hot seat. Look, it's you. I mean, like when I got a call for this show, I'm like, oh my goodness, what have I done?
Do you have anything to hide? Do you have secrets? Do you have anything?
I'm here in the open, so.
Exactly, so I don't see why you should be worried. I mean, we're just here to have a conversation. Let me start with saying happy birthday. Your birthday was, I think, last week?
Yes, Sunday, 18th of September.
How old did you turn?
I turned 34.
How was it?
It was amazing. I was going to have a quiet day. I was going to reflect. I was not meant to be around, but things changed, and I found myself in Lagos. So I decided to, since it was a Sunday, definitely church had to be the number one thing. Thanksgiving, and I came back.
Was it around this time? Sorry to break you there. In 2014, you had the accident. When was the accident?
In March. It was May 2014.
May 2014. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That was my sister's birthday that day.
Okay.
You know, so I came back. Decided. My sister asked that we did lunch, Sunday lunch, and I agreed and went to meet her up at the Sunday place. And I didn't know it was all set up for a surprise party.
Oh, nice.
That literally blew my mind.
So you had a good day then?
I had a wonderful, albeit emotionally in a good way, day. And family and friends.
Okay.
That's pretty much everything.
Were your parents there?
No, they weren't. They were around the week before for my nieces, so they couldn't come back right away. So,
did they at any point call you to say, "Bros, how far with the wife part?"
That is a normal. That is a normal something.
With every birthday.
That is normal, you know. But I have a wonderful family. They understand and respect my choices, and they understand that. Whatever the reason is why it hasn't happened, it's for good.
Do you get the question a lot though? Why you're not married?
It's a Nigerian thing. You know, we attach so much to that union, forgetting that for some it takes more than just doing the do.
Yeah.
You know, some people need a different kind of connection from what I see.
Yeah.
Some people need some kind of. Some people have different standards to making that choice, and for a person like me, my sanity is pivotal to my functionality and productivity. So whoever is going to be by my side had better help manage my sanity, or else.
So are you working at it?
Oh, definitely. I'm praying hard at it too. I don't know what you mean by work.
The door is open.
What matters is the readiness, and yes, I feel in that space. I love babies a lot. I can't wait to start making my own babies.
Are you in a relationship?
It has to be right.
That's what I mean by that. Are you
relax.
I want to know,
your guns are all out.
Are you
your
dating,
guns are all out.
Are you just... Are you single and searching, or are you single but not searching, or are you in a relationship waiting to...
I am waiting on God.
Okay.
Yes, I am waiting on God for direction, and my heart seems to be my key navigator, so I'll let the heart lead and God direct.
But you've been tied to a lot of women in the industry.
In the industry? Yes. I'm hearing that for the first time.
You've been linked to a couple of women, and
okay.
I don't know, this person that might be, do you have a problem with dating someone in the industry?
I don't have a problem with dating someone in the industry, and Marrying, I absolutely have no problem. I think it's the core is what matters of a person. If I feel all I need is someone that can support my vision, and I support theirs, and we are in sync, and we can talk on the same frequency, think on the same frequency, you know, and pretty much it. The art is beautiful, and if it's right, it's right, beyond the facade or whatever the person is about or what the person does. But talking about people in the industry I've been tied to or linked to.
We'll come back to that.
We'll come back to that.
Let's leave the personal for a bit and go to your career now. You've been acting for how long now?
Since I did my first film in 2004, Wheels of Change. It was by accident.
That's 12 years?
Yes, I didn't set out to become an actor, and I didn't pursue it as a career path.
Because you studied economics, I believe.
Yes, I didn't pursue it as a career path. But then, like most of us in Nigeria, we just want to go to school and get a degree. We don't self-discover early enough. You know, so most of the times our parents make the choices for us. It's a Nigerian thing, you know, so make the choices. Oh, okay, you're in the arts. Oh, I think economics is more prestigious than accounting, or marketing is this and that. And then economics happened to be the number one thing for my dad. I wanted to do accounting just for a degree's sake. But in the line of that, I discovered myself, and that was when by accident I met the director Cheta Mata. He was filming in Calabar, working in Calabar at the time, and we became friends.
Yeah, you guys did a couple of movies together.
Yes, his passion was out of this world, and it rubbed off on me, and I had already started making an inroad into entertainment. I was quite entrepreneurial in school with fashion shows, grooming models and all that, so somehow it worked out, and bit by bit, every now and then I venture into a film and build my confidence over time and hone my craft, and yeah.
So in 12 years, are you happy where you are? Are you where you think you should have been?
I am fantastically happy. I may not be completely fulfilled, but that's the thing about following your heart, So when you get into your own space and live life on your terms and make your choices, you hardly have regrets, because you realize that everything you do, even if some seem like mistakes, you ultimately realize why you had to make the mistake to get to the next level. Yeah. So my life is pretty much ordained, which I am sure of. It may not be completely unveiled to me. I may not see the end from the beginning, but I know that every step takes me to where I'm going, and it's been beautiful. And it gets to the point where you realize that, okay, after understanding who you are, you start to connect the dots prior to discovering yourself, and you realize that this is where you have always been headed, but you just didn't know it.
Doesn't know.
Yeah, then the dots connect, and you see the map of your life.
It makes more sense.
Yes, it makes more sense, and it also encourages you to keep striving.
Yeah, speaking about discovering yourself, I mean, you did a very controversial movie, short film last year.
Yeah.
Hell or High Water, which you've granted a couple of interviews about, of course, where you played a gay pastor.
Yes.
I don't know if it gets more controversial than
it doesn't get quite.
And you did say, that your family was in support of it, and you played it because you believed in the fact that you wanted to tell a story or whatever it was. Knowing the situation in Nigeria and the fact that it's supposed to be a crime, to be gay and all of that, of course, that doesn't make you a criminal by playing that role. But there must have been a bit of you must have been worried a bit picking up that role, weren't you?
Interestingly, these questions after the film only got me to thinking all of this. My parents didn't know, my family didn't know, not because I thought about the controversial nature, or I thought they would say no or not, but because it was just another day at the office. You know what I mean? And I only do projects that I connect with. Once I read a script, I can see where it goes. If I see conversations being humanized, I either connect or I do not. And interestingly, it's a very sensitive subject.
Yeah.
But then, like I always like to say, the art is an expression of life, and life is an expression of the art. They feed off of each other. And these things are happening. Obviously, that's why there's a conversation about them. That's why there are laws passed about them. There are humans involved in this. No one can give you a definite answer to, oh, it's this, religiously this, or it's biologically that. I don't have an opinion with this. I believe in live and let live. Stay on your lane, I stay on mine. But then, we can't keep having these conversations behind closed doors. Someone has to bring the human angle to the conversation. And that was where I found the depth in the character I played.
But a part of you must have said, oh, this is controversial. It might be good for my career, wasn't it?
Well,
controversy sells.
Those thoughts always come. But then they are secondary to me, because I believe that my steps are mine and my path is mine. So sometimes you do the biggest things and they go nowhere. The smallest things take you there. You know what I mean? So those are calculations that will always come. But it's not key for me. How I connect, what I see is what I'm doing, So I realized this after the Q&A, after the premiere, the questions that came. I was like, oh, wow, this is actually this serious. But then I did my job as an actor to embody a character of someone probably going through that struggle of self-expression, of self-acceptance, and all of that. And we just can't keep hating. You have to understand.
So what are your thoughts on the law now in Nigeria? Do you think it's wrong?
You see, I would like to be very careful, obviously for obvious reasons, the society we find ourselves in. Like I said, I live life on my terms. I look at humans as humans, and I see the good in people as against, so long as it's not in your face. Of course, we are raised to be a bit reserved in a sense of, because we are conservative in our sexuality in Africa. We are raised that way. So it's what it is. It's there. I don't have a say. My life is mine. The race is an individual race. You get what I mean? So whoever is dealing with what they're dealing with, how do they go through that? That was what the whole point of the film. not to endorse the act or not endorse it, but to embody someone's struggle genuinely. They can't come out and say because it probably will be hacked, or something. But then someone has to tell that story and see. A woman got up after the premiere. She said, "Wow." That when the first few minutes, she was like, why did this person invite me here for this kind of film? But that the moment she had that thought, the next scene changed her entire perception of this whole thing, because she saw the human angle. I think the big problem is the fact that a lot of people think you have to force it down everybody's throat that you're who you are. We don't need to know who you are in that sense. I don't know if you get what I mean. You don't have to wear your sexuality on your sleeves.